Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can download ACI Simulator version 6 actually, and after that install it on VMware Workstation or VMware ESX if you have it. And then after that, we're going to do some basic setup for that so that we can do our practices on this nice tool. The tool has a shortcoming. It doesn't have data plane, but that's going to be okay. You're going to be good to go. You can practice almost everything. Just the data plane is not there for testing and verification. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is to download the image. For that, you need to go to software.cisco.com slash download slash home, and after that you're going to hit enter. This is going to take you to the software central, the download center, of course, of Cisco website. You're going to search for something like ACI or APIC. Doesn't matter which one you search. APIC is going to be okay. You can just click on that, and you have two versions of that. This APIC-EM, of course, is an older version of the software, and this doesn't have anything to do with ACI. Be very careful about this. We are not going to download this one. We are going to go with this first one that says application centric application policy infrastructure controller, or APIC. And then you can see that one of them says APIC software. So you're going to click on here and you're going to be taken to this page, and you can see that there are multiple versions of that. Version 6 is the latest verified version. You can see this is start in front of that, and this means that you can use this and work with that. And of course, version 6 is much smaller in size. Version 5 was something like 80 gigabytes or so, and you needed to download multiple OVA file and then truncate them to each other using different commands on Linux or Windows, and after that you could just import it into your virtualization environment. But version 6, of course, is a small file. You can see something like 4 gigs or so. So if you check for ACI Simulator, you can just check for that here, which is going to be, let me see. I'm just going to go to version 6 here and check for different versions, and then one of them says ACI Simulator. Let me see which one it is. Here it is, Simulator OVA image for 6.09c. This is the one that you're going to download. As you can see, this is like 8 gigabytes, of course, a little bit bigger than what I have. The other versions, they may have this, but I believe that for version 6, you're going to be stuck with this one, 9c. So what you need to do is, first of all, you are going to click on this download button. This is going to ask you for login, and after that, you're going to log in using your credentials. I have this, and I'm going to click on next, and then it's going to take me to password, and I'm then going to give the password to this, and then I'm going to be taken back to this page. And when I'm here, this is going to ask me to accept Cisco general terms. By clicking on that, the download is going to start. I already had it on my system. I don't want to download this. So I'm just going to cancel this download. So the download is not going to continue. I just wanted to show you that this is possible this way. So after you have downloaded, you're going to have something like an OVA file. You can see that these are some OVA files that I have in here. So now that you have these OVA files, you're going to import it into your environment. Like I said, because I already have the virtual machine, I have not really downloaded that, but I'm just going to show you the process on every OVA file. This is going to be the same. So on VMware Workstation, so you can click on File, then you can click on Open, and then you're going to click on any OVA file that you have. Let's say, for example, in Drive D, I have one of these OVA files. I can click on this. This is going to ask me to import this into a new virtual machine. You are going to give it a name. Let's say, for example, ABCD, and then you're going to select where to have this installed, a location on your hard disk, and then you're going to click on import. So I'm just going to cancel this. If you have VMware ESX, which I do, for example, I'm going to go to 192.168.100.200. This is my VMware ESX. I'm just going to continue to that. You need to log in. This one is going to be root and then my password, which is very complex password actually. Then I'm going to click on OK. And from here, what I need to do is to go to virtual machines. From here, I can select create register VM. And then this is going to be the second option that says deploy a virtual machine from an OVF or OVA file. Then you're going to go to next. You're going to give it a name. Let's say, for example, ABCD. Then you're going to click on select a file or drag it. And then you're going to add the file in here. This is going to import it. The import is going to take some time actually. And after that, your virtual machine is going to be created using the basic configuration. So based on the environment that you have, this is going to be a little bit different. Let's go back to virtual the VMware workstation because this is what we need to do. After the import is complete, the virtual machine is going to be installed for you with the name that you have given to that. So the name that I have given to that is VM underline ACI Sim underline 6, and there are some basic configuration for that, basic setup for a setting for that. I'm just going to go to VM and go to settings. The same thing, of course, can be done in your ESX. If you are on ESX, you can just go to here. Let's say, for example, I already have a virtual machine, which is Nexus dashboard, actually. I can click on here. This is going to take me to this page. And you can see the edit, and this is going to open the setting for you in ESX. So in VMware, what you need to do, VMware Workstation, you need to make sure that you have enough memory for that. So you click on here. I have given this 64 gigabytes of RAM. This is too much actually, but I just want to make sure that this is running smooth. You can give it some processor cores and then a network adapter. One of them is going to be enough. You don't need to have two. On VMware ESX, same thing, of course, happens here. You can see that for this specific virtual machine, I have given some number of CPUs and memory I have set, and then the networks are set to, for example, I have two network adapters, for example, with this Nexus dashboard. Actually, I can make sure that they are connected, and I can just make sure that each one of them is connected to the correct CPU. So you don't need to enable virtualization in here because this is not, I guess this is not going to be based on, let's say, let me see. I have not enabled a virtualization in here. So you don't need to enable virtualization in here by using virtualize Intel, or in ESX. You don't need to go to edit and select this for from CPU. If you just click on here, you can see that this is going to open and it says expose hardware accesses virtualization. This is not necessary for what we are doing right now, but just be careful that you are having enough memory and enough RAM on that. Then you're going to click on OK, and then everything is going to be set up and ready to start. When this is done, you're going to start powering on. Powering on is very important in here. From now on, whatever you do, if you just turn this virtual machine off or power it off, then every setting that you have done is going to be lost. So during your practices, just make sure that you're going to save the virtual machine just by suspending. You can see there is a suspend button here, or in here, of course, there is a suspend button for virtual machine that you have set up in here. This is a suspend button, for example, in VMware ASX. You're going to suspend the virtual machine. You're not going to turn it off. So be very careful about this. So the first thing that it asks me is to press any key to continue. I'm just going to do that. Hit enter. And then it's going to start the setup for me. And this is going to take some time. Whenever you click on here, this is going to grab the mouse. So what you need to do is to press Control and Alt in VMware Workstation. So this is going to take some time first, and after that, it's going to start showing you a series of lines, and then it's going to go to the setup, let's say, page, which is going to be, again, asking you a few questions. I'm just going to wait for this to completely boot up, and then we are going to be good to go. Okay, so now you can see that this is completely booted up, and then it asks me the first question. It says that select large topology, which is going to give you 3 APICs, but 2 leaves and 2 spines, or a small topology, which is going to give you only 1 APIC, and again 2 leaves and 2 spines. So this is not going to change anything here, but let's say that we are going to select a large topology. Both of them are going to be basically the same. So it says that selecting large topology, it is going to start setting up. You can see that there is it is starting APIC 1, but if you want to select APIC 2 for software setup, you can just press Alt and F2. For APIC 3, you can select press Alt F3. But right now, I'm just going to continue with APIC 1, which is okay. What we are going to do is to give it an address space, then some more information about the network which this is connected to, management network actually, and then we are going to be good to go. The software is going to start. So let's wait for this to come up. Okay, now it asks for the first fabric name. We are right now with ACI Fabric 1. This is the default name, but you can just change it. I'm just going to hit enter to accept ACI Fabric 1 as the name of the first fabric. So it says, what is the fabric ID? Let's say fabric number 1 is going to be okay. ID 1 is going to be there. So enter the number of active controllers in here. So because this is the large installation for ACI Simulator, of course, and we have 3, I'm just going to accept 3. But you can see that we can have 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. Right now, I have only 3 in simulation environment. So I'm just going to hit 3. And is this a standby controller? It says no by default, so I hit enter. Enter the controller ID. This is the first one, APIC 1, so I'm just going to accept 1, enter. Is this APIC center connected to Fabric over L3 network? No, this is not. So I'm just going to hit enter. If this is connected to a Fabric over L3 network, then you need to add the IP address for that. But right now, this is not, so I'm not using this. Enter the pod ID. So this is pod number 1, which is okay. Enter the controller name. The name is APIC1. You can change it. Whatever you type, this is going to override the default. But right now, I'm just accepting the defaults. So hit enter. So enter address pool for TAP tunnel endpoint addresses. 10.0.0.0/16 is okay for me. So I'm just going to hit enter. So it says that enter the VLAN ID for infra network. In reality, as a matter of fact, in real world, in production, you select some VLAN in the end of the range of VLAN numbers, something like 3,456 or something like that. But in here, if you select anything other than 4, which is the default in this case, you are not going to be able to start ACI Simulator. This is a bug. I don't know why this is here. And the same happened in previous version, 5.2, 5.3. So you just accept number 4. But in reality, as a matter of fact, you're going to select something in the upper range of the VLAN numbers. So hit enter. So enter address pool for let's say bridge domain multicast address. I'm just going to accept this. So hit enter. And then it says out of band management. This is going to be important. Are you going to configure IPv6 for this? No, we don't need it to. So I'm just going to enter IPv4 address. So my network is 192 and it needs to enable numlock 192.168.100. And for this, I'm just going to accept 201/24. That's the NAT network which this virtual machine is connected to. So I need to select that. If you just click on edit, go to virtual network editors, or on VMware ESX, you can just check your network. You can see that, for example, my NAT network is connected to 192.168.100.0. So that is the address range that I have in. And I'm just going to select this one. So I select 201 for this. Hit enter. Enter the IPv4 address of the default gateway. Because this is a workstation, this is NAT network, my default gateway is 192.168.100.2. Again, you can check this in your network configuration. I open this. Then this is going to go for NAT. Then I'm going to click on NAT setting. You can see it says gateway IP addresses 2 in the end. So based on that, I can select this for my network. Hit enter. Enter the interface speed duplex auto is okay. Hit enter. enter strong password. No, I don't really want to. Just hit enter. Enter the password. I'm just going to go with Cisco123 for test. Cisco123 is going to be okay. And so would you like to edit the configuration? If you feel that you have made a mistake in the configuration, you can just press Y and then hit enter. And this is going to take you back through the configuration that we did right now. And then you're going to be able to change the configuration. If not, then accept the default, which is no, and hit enter. Okay, now everything is okay. Basic setup is done. It's going to bring up the device, and after this is up and running, we are going to go back to show. I want to show you how you can discover and register the other switches in the network. So that's going to take some time actually. So I'm just going to pause the video for that. Okay, so this is done. You can see that right now it says this is CentOS Linux 7. This is a kernel that is used for APIC software. And you can see it says that there's a hint that numblock is on. We did it. And then you can log into APIC in here. I suggest that you do not really do this. You can, of course, do this. If I just go to here and type in the username, which is admin, and the password, which is Cisco123, what I set here, you may see that this is going to ask you for login again. This means that this system is not completely up and running. You need to wait for that. But after that, of course, it's not going to give you a lot of, let's say, a lot of options. So normally you are not going to do anything in here. What you need to do is to open a web browser, and then you are going to open the IP address that you had, 192.168.100. In my case, that was 201, so hit enter. For now, it says that this is a bad gateway. I mean, I need to go to HTTPS, and let's hit enter. It says still waiting to come up yet. No, it is good. So I can just click on advanced, and then take me to here because this is asking for the certificate, a correct certificate, but this is a self-signed certificate. So APIC version 6 is installed. I'm just going to go with Cisco user ID, which is admin, and the password, which is Cisco123. Click on login, and I'm gonna go into the page, the first page of this. Okay, now this is loading, and you can see that in here, the dashboard is open for us. The dashboard doesn't have a lot of information right now. I'm just going to click here and click on let's go. It says that the request failed. That's okay, no problem. And then I'm just going to, I can click on start ACI Fabric setup. And go for the setup, or you can just go for different parts of the setup during installation. But right now, what I'm going to do is to click on Start ACI Fabric Setup, and I don't really need to. Let me just refresh everything. I guess that this is not completely up and running. Let me just go back to here, click on here. Yeah, this is not completely up and running. So you receive all those errors because of this. And right now you can see that there is no error. Even if I go back to here and try to log in, I should be able to log in right now. Yeah, you see that? When you see that you can log in here, this means that you're good to go and you can go back to here and start the setup. So right now, you can click on Quick Start. And in here, you can see that there are a series of links. And one of them is ACI Fabric Setup. You can click on here, and it's going to take you to different parts of the setup. This is like a wizard, so you can work with that. The first thing that you are going to do is Fabric membership. Of course, you can do this through the menu, but here, this is going to be much easier for you. So I'm just going to click on Begin. Right now, it says that there is only one device in here, and that is the first leaf which is discovered by the APIC. And this is basically the first leaf which is directly connected to the APIC, and the APIC actual active link is connected to that. So what you need to do is to register that. For now, it says that this is the model number which is discovered. This is the serial number which is here, and there is a name that you're going to give it to this. Let's say, for example, I'm going to say this is L1 or Leaf1 or whatever name that you're going to do. Also, there's a menu in the end that says you can open it in the object store browser, something like which is called Visori, if I am not wrong. So I'm just going to click on register. It's going to ask for node ID. I'm just going to say 101. I'm okay with that. And the name is going to be something like L1. So leaf 1 is going to be done. You need to make sure that the role is correctly set. This is a leaf. Most likely, this is going to be the correct selection. And leaf type is regular. You can have remote leaf, or you can have tier 2 leaves. And in my case, of course, I don't have a tier 2 leaf. This is going to be selected whenever you have a very big setup. Let's say, for example, something like tens of leaves, and you want to ensure that the setup is going to be much better. For example, the port density is distributed correctly, and also you don't really need to have a lot of cabling between different devices. When you go with tier 2 leaves, of course, you're going to receive such advantages. I'm just going to click on OK, and this is going to take a few seconds. After that, it's going to go through unknown, and after that, it's going to be registered, and then it's going to be active and working. When this is done, you need to wait for this sometime. Leaf is going to be connected to many spines. All those spines are going to be discovered after some time. So what you need to do is to refresh this page using this button at the top right. And you're going to see the spines are going to come up after this is in active mode. Right now, this is discovering. I need to wait for this to finish discovering this process. I'm just refreshing this, but this might take something like 1 minute or so. And then the spines are going to appear in here. We are going to register the spines. And after the spines are registered, we are going to see all the other leaves, and they are going to be registered, and the other APICs are going to be accessible. So I'm just refreshing to see, yes, this is pending. You can see one of the spines has appeared in here. If I refresh this, the other spine, of course, is going to appear as well. You can see that. Now the other spine has appeared. Let's just go with this spine. So I'm just going to say this is registering, and node ID. For this, I can go with the node ID which is selected by default. This was 1 or 3, but you can just select a better node ID. For example, this can be 201, and this is going to be S1. Then this is the spine, so I'm selecting the spine, and then I'm going to click on OK. And the other one, where's the other spine? This one has been named this one. Just going to click on register. This is going to be 202, and the name is going to be S2, and this is another spine. So I'm just going to click on OK, and this is going to go to discovering process. You see that the first leaf is now active, which means that everything seems okay about that. I'm just going to refresh this to see the process, and after that, all the other leaves are going to appear in here. In my case, of course, because of our topology, we have only one more leaf, so that's going to appear in here. So I need to wait for this, refresh it from time to time. It's going to take something like a minute or so, and then we should see the other leaf appear in here as soon as they are finished with discovering process. So I'm just going to wait for this. And I'm just refreshing this from time to time. And finally, I should see the other leaf appearing in here. Come on, be faster. Okay. Now you can see that the other leaf has appeared. Do you remember that I told you you should not change the default VLAN when setting up the ACI simulator? But in production, of course, that's not going to be an issue. If you do that, you're not going to be able to discover anything in here. So be very careful about that. Just going to click on register. This is going to be 102, and that's going to be L2, and that's a leaf and regular leaf. So I'm just going to click on OK, and that's going to go through the process of discovery. So this is going to take some time. You can see that right now the spines are show inactive, but you're going to see after some time that this is active and working. No problem with that. And then when this is done, you can go back to overview and do some other stuff. For example, setting up the BGP, which is very important. I'm just going to click on begin to go to BGP, and I'm just going to select the spines 201 and 202 as rod reflector. So I'm just going to select here, go to actions, and that is, of course, this one. Let's see, autonomous system number is going to be, let's say, I don't know, 65,001. And then if you want to filter an attribute, you can. In action, there is no specific thing. So I'm just going to click on save, and BGP is going to be set up. And also you can configure DNS, NTP proxy, and some global configuration. You can go to view the global configuration in here. For example, subnet check or domain validation and stuff like that. I don't really want to do that, so I'm just going to cancel this up. If I go back to here, you can see that this is done. Fabric membership is done. You can click on edit and see this. You can see that after some time, all the leaves on spines are going to be active. I'm just going to click on here. There are some other settings that you might want to check. You can see in the system, there is something which is called system setting. You can click on here, and a series of system settings will appear in here. The first one is going to be this BGP route reflector. I'm just going to click on here. I just want to make sure that these two are route reflector nodes, and you can see that they are added here, and the autonomous system number that I added to that, this is going to be applied to the BGP setting. So that is one of the things which is important. Also, there are some other stuff that you can just click on them. For example, date and time. You can just configure the time zone that you are in. You can configure, let's say, this BGP is going to be the most important one in here. There are some fabric white settings that you can just select some stuff in here. These are going to be important again. And ISIS policy, you don't really need to do anything about this, but if you want to, you can just change them. And that's it. Almost everything is going to be okay after doing these settings, and you're going to be good to go. So if you just go to Fabric and go to Topology, click on Topology here, and click on Topology here, you should be able to see two spines, two leaves, and of course after some time APICs, which is in this one, for example, APIC 1 is here. So that's it. You are ready to practice everything on ACI Simulator, and everything is for free, of course. Like I said, there is only one caveat, and that is a big caveat actually, but that's okay. That is the lack of data plane in our case. I hope this has been informative for you. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and also hit that bell button so that you are going to be notified whenever there is a new video, and hope to see you in the other videos.